I've been discussing 9/11 for a long time with people, and I've discovered that there are a couple mental blocks that you have to get past first before you can even really get to the core of it. The first one is the idea that conspiracies automatically cannot be true because people have this notion that, oh, conspiracy, all conspiracies must be just, retarded, paranoid, grandiose, delusional retards, just because of all of the conspiracies out there about other things that are dumb. Thus, categorically, all conspiracies are dumb. That's the first hurdle to get through. That's why I had that disclaimer in the beginning. And I'm not patronizing anybody. I'm just trying to make a film for everybody, something that you can show to doubters that will get past these hurdles first. Because if you go through these steps and clear all that out of the way to open the mind, then the information will sink in. Otherwise, they're just going to reject it like a religious person, no matter how much sense it makes and how much it's tied to reality. There's a wall there. The second hurdle you have to get over is this notion that mass media covers the news, that it's not controlled. Our mass media is utterly filtered by the Pentagon. There are so many examples and different ways to prove that, but there are a lot of people who assume that they're stuck in first of all, they're stuck in the left-right paradigm, so they think that if the neocons had done something, that the liberals would have pointed it out and be all over MSNBC or something, and that's just not the case. These are two sides of the same side, all imperialist. You have embedded journalists in Iraq. We look at how we're lying about Iran right now. That is uniform on the news. There's not one rational anti-war voice to pipe up and say, look, Iran is not building a nuclear bomb, we don't have any evidence for that, etc. They say the same catchphrases for financial conspiracies. Oh, too big to fail. Let's just say that like a mantra on every single channel until the sheep agree with us and say, well, yeah, on the face of it, bailouts are bad, but if we didn't do that, it would have been worse. Which it's just not true, but they're going to say it anyway. Our mass media is there to lie to you. They are allowed to cover news about unimportant things with celebrity gossip, etc. But when it comes to what our government is doing, they are straight up issued talking points and directed on what to say. And if you step out of line, like Phil Donahue or Tucker Carlson or some other of these guys finally woke up and did, you're gone. So I'm going to address the media, and the third hurdle is Israel. And really you have to get over the first two hurdles to talk about Israel as well. Some of you guys know what I'm going to be getting at. So I'm going over those three things, talking about conspiracies, talking about mass media. And once that's done, then people are willing to accept the facts on 9/11. The only reason they reject them before, because there's overwhelming evidence for the case I'm about to make. It's just they can't believe that it's not on TV. And they just can't think that, oh, how could this happen without anybody knowing? Well, it's not without anybody knowing. A lot of people know, way more than you realize. It's just, it's not officialdom. It's not on CNN. So they assume that it's not known or something. It's known. They are just refusing to report it. The same way they did about all the lies about the war in Iraq and propaganda about Iran and so forth. So I'm really looking forward to this film, putting this out again. I'm not withholding this information until September 11th on purpose. It's August right now. I'm working on the end of it. It just looks like that's about when it's going to be finished anyway. So I decided, well, 3 or 4 or 5 day window around, I might as well just do it on the 11th. So enjoy this. It's going to be War by Deception 2010. Don't try and Google and YouTube other versions of this thing. There are fake ones that put out. There's my own older film that's been edited and certain information missing from it. So unless it's from Rise 2 Cents or something that I approve, maybe whatreallyhappened.com or something like that, just ignore it. Make sure you get the real film, because the other ones that are out there have taken out really crucial portions. So I don't know who did that. And there are others who may have copied those films not really knowing that anything was missing, so don't blame someone else, that probably a friend of mine that's trying to put the film out. Just wait for September 11th, 2010. This is going to answer all of the questions. We're not pulling any punches. It took me a long time and a lot of research. I wasn't paid to do this. I'm not an operative. I don't work for the CIA or anything like that. Part of the film was done in Japan. Part of it was done in the United States. That's just a product of where I happened to be living at the time. So, War by Deception. Be ready for it.